Imperfect Woman, Spirit Airlines, Adrien Broner, 5-5, Cinco de Mayo, happy Cinco de Mayo, family, and more. Decoded, explained, esoteric breakdown, esoteric Mondays. What's the deal, family? What's the deal? Dreamwise here for another one. Yes, sir. I wanted to dive deep on what I've been seeing this weekend and some of the spiritual signs that come up and how we can actually transmute these spiritual signs into information for ourselves, into power for ourselves, into changing our energy for the better.
Message.
See, a lot of times what happens is we see these signs and symbols and we don't recognize that it's speaking to us. We fall into the distractory energy of it, but we don't serve our greater good to use it as fuel, use it as motivation, use it as in spirit, inspiration to move.
Message.
So now what I want to do is give y'all the hidden behind the scenes background information that spirit is giving you when you're seeing these shows, when you're seeing these celebrity situations, when you just see the distractions of the day. And I'm gonna break it down thoroughly for y'all today. But first, I seen the Michael Jackson movie. I seen it yesterday, and oh boy, was it a doozy. You know, I watched it with my kids. I let them watch it. I don't got no beef about it or anything like that. I think they could have moved Michael Jackson into more of a stardom kind of frequency, like more of like, nigga, this nigga is a god. But they did their best, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad. It wasn't like super great or anything like that, but it was decent. You feel me? And pan energy was all over that thing. That pan energy was all over that thing.
Message.
And y'all know Pan is the Pan. Shout out to Rising in Power, the brother Panic, and shout out to Panic. But the Pan energy is also a sexual energy for creativity, for something that moves into the aspect of turning, how would you say, chaos into order. That's what your sexual energy is, and that's what we're about to talk about today. Addictive behaviors. Now, I'm not going to give y'all no spoilers on this show, Imperfect Woman, but D-Ray and I watched it, and I think it's something that the family could go and check out just to see, what I'm saying, what I'm about to break down for you thoroughly if you haven't watched it. Put a one in the chat if you watched it, though, because I do want to know. You feel me? I do want to know. What's up, El Pato? What's up, King Lemuel? Dr. Lakeith was good. Versatile. Chef Curbs. We in here, baby. Yeah, let me know if y'all seen this show, Imperfect Woman, because I'm going to break it down thoroughly, but I believe everybody should go watch it and just understand what I'm about to break down today spiritually sound. Because I know a lot of people were watching and like, damn, these hoes going like a bitch. What the hell? God damn. I know that was the overall energy of it, but essentially we got to fall into the space of understanding that there's a deeper behind the scenes background information than females just getting it off.
Sorry about you.
So I'm about to break that down for y'all thoroughly. But tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo, happy Cinco de Mayo to all my Spanish brothers out there. You feel me? And happy Cinco de Mayo to all of y'all. Now, this is a big deal because essentially we're in a 10-year. And it being in this 10-year, 5 and 5 is also a 10 number, right? And 10 is just zeros and ones. And 0 is basically your creative force, the great mother, the mama, and 1 is the spark of light, thought, information, you. So 0 could be the vagina, 1 is penis. And it inserts and creates you, your own universe. So, this 10-year is very important to establish your new identity. And one of the things I'm going to talk about today is how you establish that new identity when you're fighting the old self and you're falling into, or you're trying to have this new self adventures. You feel me? A lot of this stuff is not y'all's fault. It's just that you're programmed to believe that you just got one track mind and one track thinking. But both versions of you are active right now. And the one that you feed the most wins.
Message.
So I want to give y'all an understanding of this 5-5 energy, of the Cinco de Mayo energy, and how you can utilize it for your better. Remember, panic also transitioned at 55. And a lot of our other, man, there was like a 55. Y'all remember that? There was like a year where some of our spiritual teachers was leaving at 55. Chaos in the blood, baby. I can't make it up. Damn, what was that? Or it was like a whole bunch of celebrities leaving at 55. That's some, you know what I'm saying, whatever year that was, it was probably a few years back. That's some deep ass shit. Nonetheless, 5-5 is, you guessed it, the pentagram and the inverted pentagram. Now listen, a lot of times what happens is we want to put our energy into something that's either good or bad. We want to fall victim to this kind of idea of the poles, which is opposites have to be, one side got to be good, one side's got to be bad. But that's just a trick of the powers that be that puts you in this program state to believe that there is a such thing as good or bad or right and wrong. Now, there's some low vibrational stuff, right? But at the end of the day, some things can be justified as heroic and it's still a same action. So for instance, people go to war and they kill people for their country. Cool. Niggas say, oh, we're doing our big one. You feel me? I just seen a young rapper get killed at the door. All the comments was like, yeah, that nigga tripping. He deserved that shit because that nigga ran up to this dude's house. You feel me? So the comments was like, yeah, that's justified. You feel me? So now it's the same act. It's still an act of killing somebody, right? Taking somebody's life. But the way you perceive it and the perception of it is changed just based off of the information you gather. So really, there is no good or bad, right or wrong, because the information is never changing. It's forever changing because you're not in this person's shoes or in this person's body, in this person's situation. So all you could do is just gather an idea or gather, how would you say, information from the grand scheme of things, which is this 5-5 is not good or bad, right? So a lot of times in the spiritual community or in the occult community, right, we want to perceive Adam and Eve as bad. So Adam and Eve is this pentagram, the straight up pentagram, arm, leg, arm, head, Allah, which just represents people or just represents God, which you are, but which is also your dead homies. So the people that don't know about this information and that's not even really in it. So arm, leg, arm, head is just your body, right? And essentially what this is showing is basically your body, you're a god, right? Allah or Adam and Eve, which is basically one. You feel me? In the Bible myth, they'll say Eve came from Adam's rib. So it's just basically one, right? Cool. Now, in the occult understanding, in the occult classics, a lot of niggas is taking, you know what I'm saying, is Adam and Eve and that concept as, or the earth or the human, right? And I'm victim of it too as well, as a bad thing or a negative thing. So they take it as a negative thing because some of our teachers just feel some way about this earth realm. And they feel really disgusted about this earth realm. But like the analogy I always use is like that kid that be at one high school, right? And he'd be like, man, nah, man, this high school, I hate this whole man. This high school weak. God damn, I'm really from the South. I'm really from South Park and shit. I want to go to Smiley. I want to go where my cousins at Smiley and shit. Nigga, you been and born and raised in A-Leaf just like me, nigga. Sit your bitch ass down. Talking all that shit. You ain't never been over there. You just because they perceive it to be more badder and their programming is bad means good or whatever when we was growing up in the hood. Now all of a sudden they want to be a real nigga and shit. Shut your bitch ass up, boy, and read this damn essay. God damn. Yeah, Miss Johnson calling you to read the passage. Now get in your book and start reading out loud, stumbling over words and shit. You're gonna go over there to the hood, they're gonna beat your ass, and you're gonna be wanting to run back. Looking crazy, boy. Nonetheless, what is basically breaking down is like, hey, we're here on Earth, right? And I get it. Our teachers really didn't fuck with this place. Bobby, Panic. But essentially, we got to be able to accept that we're here and understand to the core that, okay, I'm having a human experience. I don't got to shit on my human experience because if I do that, I'm sending out a resonance, a vibration that I really don't want to be here.
Message.
But you chose to be here, Neo. So now you got to figure out why you made that call. So I want everybody to step back off of them occult classics, the ones that understand what I'm talking about, and find a middle ground to accept both spectrums or both poles, right? Which is, and then you got the humans that believe that Samuel and Lilith is bad. But if y'all been following me, y'all understand that this is actually your spiritual system or your spiritual light. So the inverted pentagram, right? Adam and Eve is basically you as a human, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a human. You're having a human experience for a reason.
Message.
We have to be, and listen, you must find peace with you being a human. To all my occultists that I'm talking about that try to check out of that situation. Samuel and Lilith represents the spiritual worker, the one that is about his spiritual bag, his spiritual business, and transmuting his energy upward. So it's the Baphomet symbol, right? Baphomet just represents spiritual work. As above, so below, as they point that up and down, right? Pina and Pingala, sexual energy or Kundalini energy. The horns represent astral travel, pineal gland, right? Wings represents the astral travel. Sitting in a meditative pose, that's you being peace within yourself. And then sitting on top of the world is you out of this world. That's the whole idea of the Baphomet symbol. If y'all don't know, just put in Baphomet and Bobby Hemmett, right? So essentially, you got to make peace with having both sides, and that's the fives. 5-5. Happy Cinco de Mayo, baby. It go down.
Message.
And when you do that, when you make peace with these two aspects of yourself, then that's when you become holistic. And that's what you're ultimately trying to be, holistic. You're not trying to be so spiritual high that you're so earthly trash, right? And then vice versa. So we got to make sure we understand this concept. There is no good or bad, right or wrong. You're just having an experience and you're trying to understand the experience fully. Now, with that being said, this show Imperfect Women. Imperfect Women. It was a very fire show. I would suggest everybody go watch it. And what I'm breaking down essentially is what it's all about. After a murder shatters the lives of three best friends, their decade-long bond is tested when an investigation reveals betrayal and shocking mysteries. Okay, so this was a fire show, Imperfect Woman. Go check it out, right? And essentially, I'm not going to spoil it for y'all, but essentially, so I'm not going to really give y'all the thing because I would rather y'all watching and get y'all own interpretation or whatever, right? But essentially, the overall energy is Lilith energy. And Lilith energy is, so remember, Lilith in the Bible is essentially Adam's first wife, right? But they were both, if you will, they were both in alignment, right? There was not one that was higher than the other or anything like that. See, in the Bible with Adam and Eve, Adam is the superior, Eve is inferior. So then you got the same aspect in this matriarchal energy that we're living in today. But we know and we understand that the truth is the goddess is actually the one that reigns supreme.
Message.
And it doesn't have to be female male battle, which is another interpretation that a lot of people got to get off of, right? You have Lilith in his energy in you too, fellas. You have this Lilith energy in you too, and it's just about you understanding it, taming it, and then putting it into its proper channels so you can actually move with it and actually be in a space of power instead of being in a space of lust, if you will. You feel me? So naturally, a lot of times what happens is we're not understanding the concepts of these of these symbols of these gods and goddesses. It's a concept, it's an energy signature, and it's up to you to just extract the energy signature and then the wisdom from it so you can put it in for yourself. You feel me? See, Lilith is one of those symbols, energy signatures that don't ask for permission. She's not trying to negotiate with you. She's her own boss, right? And a lot of times we need that energy, right? Because again, that's what this thing is about. Being your own individual sovereign boss. The reason why they threw Lilith out of the Bible and kind of gave you another idea of her is because she couldn't be controlled, right? Because she was her own boss. And somebody that's not controlled is an enemy to the world. So we have to tap into our Lilith energy in order to get into our bag, our God energy. You feel me? And this movie showed just that, Imperfect Women. So it says Lilith energy represents a fierce, untamable, and dark feminine force focused on radical self-respect, independence, and sexual autonomy. As an archetype, it embodies the refusal to submit to authority, challenging societal constraints, and reclaiming personal power from patriarchy. Okay. So if y'all seen Imperfect Women, I don't want to spoil it because I know a lot of y'all might not have seen it, but I want y'all to go check it out. So now all the goddesses had creative sparks, especially Mary, which she just basically represented Mary Magdalene, right? Kind of naive, kind of whatever, but then she has these intuition hunches on how to move next. You feel me? All of them were creative, but they were using it in a different way. Right, and they were showing the vehicle of that creativity in the act of sexual acts. So that's how far I'll go. Y'all go watch it and then check it out for yourself. So these sexual acts, remember, sex is just creativity. Masculine and feminine energies conjoin to create a baby or to create a brainchild, which is an idea. But sex doesn't have to stay in your penis and vagina. It actually supposed to transmute up to your pineal pituitary. So whenever you're doing your spiritual work, that's a huge play in this thing, because sexual energy is the highest, most potent force energy that you have inside of you.
Message.
Gotta understand that they tricked you into believing to not use your sexual energy by saying, hey, you need to be a virgin or whatever, right? And then they double whammy tricked you on the opposite spectrum to jack off all day. Yeah, jack off 21 days, 21 times a month, and your prostate will be A-okay. 21 times a month, god damn. How much goddamn lube, coconut oil do you need with that? 21 times a month? Goddamn, you on your shit. Your brain. See, that's another thing you got to understand. You jack off 21 times a month, your brain, them dendrites and them peptides in your brain, them hoes is getting fucked up. You making just big ass craters in your brain, boy. Talk about clarity. You don't have no clarity 21 times a month. God damn. Don't let it be February either. You fucked. God damn. So, they trick us with these ideas and propaganda statements, and it's up to you to try different things to see what works for you. Right. So I just understand that holding my seed and cultivating upwards works for me, because again, that's basically you being in your Kundalini bag, which is your spiritual work. And essentially what happens is when you do cultivate your seed upwards, then you start to move with your creative mind, creativity.
Message.
And this world is only built on you creating something, family. I cannot stress that enough. If you're not creating, you might as well be dead in this hole. There's no other way around it. See, even if you're creating for somebody else, that could be your dharma, which is your dharma is just something that you're giving to others. Cool. And you feel alive about that, right? Cool. If you're doing something that doesn't make you feel alive, then you might as well just be dead. Remember, this whole world you got to think about it like this. Nobody's not going to remember nothing here on this earth realm. You're not going to remember anything, right? Like, nobody's not going to remember, oh, yeah, that nigga Dream Wise. In the year 3000, niggas ain't going to be like, oh, that nigga Dream Wise was a beast on YouTube. They might not even know what YouTube is in the year 3000. You think they're going to... So what you're here to do is have an experience and move through the experience and build on these experiences to impregnate your Akashic records. And you take that in your soul's travel. Don't worry, I'm going to get to that with Spirit Airlines and all of that shit, because, I've seen all the symbols with that. There's no other thing but to do something for you, right? That actually satisfies your soul.
Message.
I'm just telling y'all what it is. If you're not creating down here, then it's just like you're spinning your wheels, right? And you got to be creating something, whether you be creating something for your kids, right? That's can move them. Remember, your kids are going to go away and they're going to live off their own adventures. Whether it be, basically creating something for yourself, right? You're doing something that makes you feel alive, not just saying, oh, okay, well, we'll just do this job and that's it. You feel me? And essentially, that's what I'm talking about all today. I'm about to tap about that real crazy. What's up, Modest Moore? What's up, the Alchemist Empress? What's good, y'all? What's good? What's up, babe? Who else? Wooden. C. Wooden was good. Super. We go down. Rose Quartz. Is Rising Vibes in here? Northern Bell was good. Go brown skin girls. Yeah, I like that. Love them brown skins. Look, I want y'all to go follow my sister Rising Vibes on this new site because she's a creator. She's a creator and she's making things happen for herself. Essentially, she got a whole bunch of spiritual tools for the family in, I hope she's in here, in one of these new websites. What's the name of this website? Now, I went to this website and I was blown away. I said, oh, it's going down, baby. Palm Street. Y'all heard of Palm Street? It's something new that's happening, and boys is already on that thing heavy. Now, I seen TikTok doing the same kind of idea and notion. Essentially, what's happening is TikTok is trying to do the live feed with the auction thing, right? And they're trying to do auctions or whatever, right? Palm Street is doing auctions now. So whenever Rising Vibes come in here, she'll drop her link and make it known to the family. You feel me? Oh, let's keep it rolling, though. Let's keep it rolling. So y'all got the Lilith energy. This is your sexual rage energy. See, a lot of times we're just giving out our energy, giving out our sexual energy, and not transmuting it for ourselves to do something that we feel in our heart that is worth gold, which is our dharma. Remember, your dharma is the purpose, realized work that you're doing. And you want to fall into that bag heavy. And that's what it's all about. Out of chaos comes order. So out of that chaos, out of that sexual frustration, right, you come into a sense of order, which is what Imperfect Women was about. You feel me? Now, remember, I just told y'all there is no such thing as good or bad. So both of these sides are good. Essentially, your sexual energy, when you're in the sexual state, you're basically in your Adam and Eve state, which is Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. When you're in your Samuel and Lilith state, you're using that sexual energy for your divine freedom.
Message.
And that's what Lilith represents: freedom, autonomy, breaking out of the system, standing up for yourself. You feel me? Being in your own bag, right? Expressing yourself out of the patriarchal model and saying, oh, I got to go to work and do this job at 9 to 5. You feel me? Very, very important to understand that, and very important to break through to that chain. Now, let's talk about this nigga. Now, you know what I'm saying? His story is interesting just based off of Adrien Broner being in his bag at a young age and following a path to be a successful boxer, right? And he been coming up, and like I said, there is no good or bad, right or wrong, right? And one of the aspects of Adrien Broner that we got to look at is that he went from this disciplined, real thorough, focused life to be a boxer, right? A successful boxer at that. And then, you know, he loses a match and he just falls all the way into limbo, all the way into a version of himself that doesn't necessarily serve him. So check this out, and we're going to break it down more thoroughly.
Let's kiss for the chat.
We're not kissing.
That's crazy.
I'm not doing that. I'll kiss the chat.
Seasoning.
I'll kiss the chat.
Kiss the
Julian,
chat.
where's the seasoning?
They don't.
Just like
She don't.
That nigga. I remember that look. That nigga got that leg. That nigga lean back, that belly out, boy. That belly, you know that? That's that. Nigga, I done gave up, nigga. Straight up and down. Or I don't even know myself right now. Y'all know what that is? That nigga just say, Adrian, let's kiss for the chat. That nigga hide in the bitch. Let's kiss for the chat. That nigga.
The chat.
We're not kissing.
That's crazy.
I'm not doing that. I'll kiss
where's
the
the
chat.
seasoning?
I'll kiss the chat.
Kiss the
Julian,
chat.
where's the seasoning?
They don't.
Just like
She gonna be a bitch. I leave though.
There's season.
Word,
Nah, I don't play with women. All that playing, I don't play with women, gang. I'm that nigga. I'm really him, bro. I don't I don't care how beautiful a woman is, none of that, bro. I make my own millions. Don't nobody do a round for me. Don't nobody run a mile for me. None of that. I don't care about a beautiful woman. So if she wanna go, let her go. Nigga, I'm rich already, gang. I'm me. I'm me, bro. I built.
Y'all know who that is. That's your delusional cousin at the barbecue, beat. Delusional than a bitch. You be humble and shit. And yeah, I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Your delusional cousin start talking all that fly shit at the family reunion. Be saying some fly ass shit. You be like, damn, okay, yeah. That's what's up, cuz. Yeah. Yeah, then that nigga said, hey, cash at me real quick, $40. Cash at me real quick, $40 so I can catch his Ubers. Like, what, nigga? I thought you was just talking all this fly shit. What happened, nigga? There. Nah, cuz, you know how, something going on with my accounts. It's one locked, what it is. But I'm still him, though. I'm him. Hell nah, boy. You better get your ass out of here and get in Alice in Wonderland falling down that damn spiral. God damn. Now, it's all fun and games, but I've been there and I understand Adrien Broner is going through a situation where he's in a between stage. And that between stage is what a lot of us fall victim to. Because again, we got to look at both sides of this thing, right? There's an earth side that can encapsulate your whole body and your mind. And then there's a side of you that could move into, a spiritual adventure and a walk of life that actually serves your greater good, right? And majority of the times what happens is we just fell victim to the earth side. A majority of us, 99% of us fell victim to the earth side first. You feel me? Because we didn't have no teachers. Our mother didn't taught us nothing that was, spiritually sound and enlightened. So essentially we just went into a spiral and we are stuck in this spiral. Remember, whenever they do the hypnotic thing, it's a spiral. So they can do it with the pendulum, right? Or they could just show you a spiral. And that spiral is putting you in a trance-like state. Now, this trance-like state that the spiral is putting you in, it's your flow state. And that's how you're going to flow until you make a decision to break out. You feel me? So that's kind of like your walking beta mind state, right? This spiral that you're in, this hypnotic spiral that you're in. And essentially, with the people that listen to me and the people that are on the spiritual path, a lot of times what I observe, especially in my consultations, is there's an in-between state that you're in. Thresholds of becoming. It's an old self here and then the new self. And you're battling emotionally with both sides. And this in-between state, remember, there is no good or bad, right or wrong, right? See, the old identity is usually the human identity. The human self that just wants to give in to the emotions, give in to the urges, and just be human, right? Remember on the Matrix, he ate that steak. He said, hey, man, I know y'all spiritual and shit, but damn, this steak tastes that good. God damn. And we got to realize and we got to make the choice. Either you're going to take the red pill or the blue pill. See, your old self spins from the programming, the memory that you possess in the past, and you didn't know because you were a child. Your new self spins from a decision, a conscious decision that you're going to make based off of your new vision desired, your new heart's desire. And that's what this thing is all about. your spin. How are you getting spun? You can even break this down to the smallest molecular atoms in your body. They're spinning, right? From the electrons to the protons, all of them are spinning. There's a good book called Spin Dynamics that breaks that down in thoroughly with all the protons, the neutrons, the electrons, all the particles and stuff, right? So you're not stuck. You just have to make a stand and choose what you want to spin into. And, y'all know this better than anything. You catch these flows, you catch these rhythms, especially at the beginning of the year. You might go to the gym for the first 3 months and you feel the flow. You like, damn, I'm in a flow state. Damn, I'm eating good. Nah, I don't need that alcohol, right? You're in that whole flow. Nah, I'm good. I'm in the gym. I'm doing my thing. You feel me? I'm working out. I'm getting to it, right? So that's the normalcy of a lot of people. Or you might be in your spiritual bag. You meditated 90 straight days. You feel me? You feeling one with yourself. You're feeling peace with yourself, all of that. That's a flow state. You also got the opposite side of that flow state, which is you just being in the human. You being in the human worldly pleasures, heavy, right? Eating what you want, drinking what you want, not really worried about anything, not going after your goals, your ambitions, just kind of living. You feel me? Now that would be the idea of why the human is such a distraction or such a disdain for some of our spiritual teachers. You feel me? But we gotta admit and know that, yeah, nigga, I love to have a drink or two, right? I love to party. I love to do me. You feel me? But then I also know there's another side that I gotta fall into that moves me, right, into a more divine state, a more enlightened state. So it's the devil and Jesus on your shoulder, right? It's that kind of idea or that kind of concept, but neither are bad. You're just going through the between stages of this thing. And essentially, you know what I'm saying? What you have to work out in your mind is say, all right, this is my season to choose the growth zone, my new identity, my new vision of myself, right? And it's going to hurt and it's going to be painful, like y'all know, but that's okay. Because again, you got to choose your poison. It's going to hurt and be painful in the old identity based off of your mind. Your body might not, well, your body will feel it too, but your mind is going to feel it more because you're going to be like, damn, I have to move into another situation. I want to see myself more thorough, more peaceful, more bliss within my energy. So these states is something that is a flow state, right? And it's all matters of the heart. It says the in-between is not a setback. It is a sacred space of transformation. You are not lost, you are becoming. So your past pulls you in with emotions and belief systems that was ingrained in you as a child. Your future pulls you in with your vision, your imagination, your ability to see past an old self identity and see your new self in a new reality, in a new way.
Message.
So I've done it because essentially, right? And sometimes I feel the residue of the old self. I can't lie. One of my partners just got out of jail and I see him get out. He's been in there for 5 years. Everybody was excited. He got out, he was happy, thrilled, and shit like that. And, we excited for him and shit like that. And essentially, he got right back to it. You know what I'm saying? And essentially, I felt that energy inside of me creeping back inside, like, oh, yeah, we are. You feel me? Because it's still there, right? There's still aspects of that residue there. But I had made a decision a long time ago that I was going to move in a different frequency, in a different resonance based off of I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of that resonance. And I knew I could provide and do more with myself, right, than being attached to an idea of the hood nigga, the famous hood star and shit. You feel me? Because again, who are these people? And why do they even matter? Remember fucking with these hoes? You used to be like, man, bitch, who the fuck? What? Why am I even fucking with somebody like you? You feel me? In your mind, you saying that in your mind. Now in your body, you like, shit, I'll knock you down tonight, whatever. But goddamn, oh, you can't fuck with me in this shit. You see what I'm saying? So now the mind and the body is battling because you like, man, shit, I'm trying to get into this body. But shit, your mind is saying you need to move around. So that's always there. There's an energy there, right? And essentially, I just chose a better path, a more divine path that led me into who I am today. So I had to drop all the drugs, had to drop all the alcohol, the abuse of alcohol, had to drop all of them human urges, the demi urges, and then fall into my higher self work, which was the flow state. Now, don't get me wrong, I partake in activities, but it's not like how I was back then. Like back then, I used to wake and bake, pill pop upon rising. You feel me? There was a time in my life where I couldn't even have sex I'd never had sex sober. You feel me? Either drugs, alcohol, or, you know what I'm saying, or weed. Ever. So that's a long ass time. You talk about from what, 18 to goddamn 28, that's 10 years of your life. Just a pill popping animal looking crazy. You feel me? Not even knowing yourself and just being caught up in the glamour. But I think the beautiful thing about that happening to me was that since I went so extreme, because I got an addictive personality in that way, since I went so extreme that whenever I made the decision to cut that shit off, I was able to go so extreme on the other side. That's when you got me doing the 40-day fast, the 30-day fast. You feel me? Shit, I still fast right now. Meditation, astral travel, right? Falling into just spiritual work heavy on myself. Letting go of all my friends like this. You feel me? So I do have that extreme personality, but essentially, you know what I'm saying, that's good in the aspect for me. And I'm pretty sure y'all can pull it off too. You just have to tap into your own decision and what decision you need to make for yourself.
Message.
So let's keep it rolling. So yeah, this between stage, right, is you understanding that, hey, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to make a decision, right? You're gonna have to pick a side. And whatever side you choose, that's the flow state or the hypnotic rhythm state that you're going to fall into. You feel me? Because even if we say we're spiritual, there's still consistencies that has to happen in order for us to continuously grow and expand. Very, very important to understand that. And when you see it, you understand that both sides are still in the heart. Remember, heart and earth are the same, right? So you're having a human experience, which is the earth, but you have a higher calling, which is Jesus pointing at the heart. You feel me? So now all of a sudden you got to understand there's a lower nature and a higher nature, and both are, there's no right or wrong, good or bad, right? Both are one and both can make you whole, holistic. You just have to be able to understand what season you're in and how to continuously manipulate both so you won't be stuck in a conundrum with yourself. And it's still a spiral. It's the spiral, right? And these spirals are basically your toroidal field, your electromagnetic field of the heart. Remember in in Wizard of Oz, right? Dorothy, she got caught up in the tornado, and that tornado just represents her toroidal field. So now she falls into tornado, which is her heart, right? Remember, your toroidal field is an electromagnetic field from your heart, permeating out of your heart, right? So you have this field permeating out of your heart, and it's basically putting you in a frequency and a resonance. If you don't believe in invisible intelligence yet, then you're on the wrong channel, because this is all about what attracts you and what magnetizes into your world. So your electromagnetic field of the heart is based off of what? The decision that you made. What flow state are you going to be in? Are you going to stay in the old identity self, or are you going to move into the new vision desired self? See, the toroidal field doesn't have no, oh, that's good or bad. It doesn't have no reasoning. It's not going to reason with you. It's just moving how you want to move. God, goddess. Because essentially, you have the final call. And your call can be either yes or no. And essentially, once you break past a certain threshold, right, in the heart, essentially what happens is you fall into a flow state through your electromagnetic wave, moving you over and over and over again into that rhythm. Remember, you're a music note, so this is about vibration. And if you're vibrating high, then that's what you're going to get. If you're vibrating low, then that's what you're going to get. But it's not no good or bad, right or wrong. You're just making the choice. And a lot of times, a lot of my spiritual people are at this threshold, and they just have to choose and decide, fuck it, I'm going down this path. But they still remember the old self, right? They still remember that old body self being so, ooh, but damn, them times I was drunk and high. Oh my God, the strip club. Oh, you just be fucked up. You like tug of war. God damn it, it's kind of pulling you back to that old self. God damn. You got to make a decision, family. You got to make a decision, because, again, a lot of times people try to say, oh, I'm going to just do both. I'm going to focus on both. No, sir. Hold on. Let me get my sound effects so y'all can know it's real.
Sorry about you.
No, sir. See, I'm not saying you can't have a good time in this earth realm. What I'm saying is there's a permanent, more heavier energy that's saying, okay, I'm moving with this kind of energy. Because again, when you put yourself in situations, you're victim to these people's energy. So now you believe that, okay, let me give you a great example. I got a great example. Whenever you drink, right? Let's say you have a drink, you get toasted, wasted, crazy, right? Boom. Say over the weekend, boom, you drunk, right? It's gonna take, and you've been on a regiment of working out and doing your thing, It's gonna take 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days to get all that alcohol out your system and to try to even get back mentally in that space. You feel me? So that week that you took in to sober up and then kind of get your mind back and kind of get your body back can be a tripwire into you drinking more, because you want to stay in that state. You want to stay in that drunken state, that Cooter Brown state. So now all of a sudden, oh, well, fuck it, I'm gonna have another drink, right? Because you're in that kind of flow and frequency. Boom, you have another, and then another. And now you look up 3-4 months pass and you're in your old identity self state.
Message.
I'm just telling y'all what it is, baby. And you stuck in this particular toroidal field or this tornado or this spiral based off of the hypnotic energy that's permeating inside of your body. God damn. I'm telling y'all what it is. I know y'all feel that shit. You got to understand it to the core. Like, we can't accept the idea of, oh, you know, one time won't just hurt, and then you fall victim to the thing. At least pull it off for 6 months to a year. See if you can pull off a disciplined act, a spiritual disciplined act for 6 months to a year. Let's say you say, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I have this problem with drinking, so fuck it. For the next 6 months, I ain't drinking no matter what. And see what happens and see how your body terraforms into a new person. See, I've done it. I did not drink for a whole year once, right? Or maybe it was longer than a year. It was probably like a year and a half. And I felt good and I understood that reality and I understood myself because of, you know, I was observing myself to the core, right? Let's give you another example. Let's say you need more creative energy, right? Since we're talking about sexual energy, you need more creative energy, right? Hey, what if you held your seed for 6 months? Hell nah, I can't do that. Nigga be, shit, I barely last 2 weeks. God damn. What if you pushed yourself, held your seed for 6 months? See who you'll become then. See that flow state. See, the first stages of it is always going to be difficult because, again, right, what's happening? Your old self is still trying to keep you in that hypnotic rhythm flow, in that spiraling flow state. So it's like you're trying to go like this, but then it goes like this. Damn, I keep on going here, but you keep on winding back up. Oh, shit, let me try to move back. No. Bring your ass back here, boy. Get over here. So you got to feel into the new state, the new vision desire that you want to do, and just say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going for mine. Fuck it. It's going to hurt. I feel it. That old body is going to try to hit me. Man, fuck that shit, nigga. You got to get mad at yourself and say, you know what? Nah, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Watch me work.
Sorry about you.
Now, a big aspect of you falling into the new self is going to be your vision, family. I cannot stress this enough. You have to have your imagination on lock, on key, because if you don't have no vision, then you're going to consistently fall back into the old self because you're visualizing them old times, them past times. If you can visualize your new self-identity, your new body, your new worth, your new reality, right? Your new bliss state inside of you, like it's happening right now, then essentially you'll fall into the toroidal field of your new self. So then your electromagnetic field of the heart will start pulling you into arenas and situations that actually serve your greater good.
Message.
That actually serves your vision, desire. So now all of a sudden you have this vision of yourself, right? And you know what I'm saying? Your electromagnetic field is going to put you in positions to make that vision happen based off of you chose or you decided to move in that particular path. Move with your Heru's adventure, your hero, right? The heart. So speaking of that, let me see if I can find this flyer. Did I put the flyer up? Let's see. I don't know if I got it on here. Speaking of visions, Okay. I got one of these things. Lionsgate. Okay, boom. Let's use this one. Boom. Lionsgate 88. Speaking of toroidal fields and fields, Lionsgate 88. New Love Dallas. Brother Joseph, Roger Martin, D Ray, and Dream Wise. They go down 88 and more, and some more special guests too that's gonna bring the fold. Come because we're doing a ritual. You know how Dream gets in this Lion's Gate. We're speaking, we're bringing the light, we're bringing the information. Joseph got some fire information, Roger too. And then you know D Ray and I are going to put our foot in it. So get here, 8-8, get ready. Y'all see more about it today. Maybe we had to link up today, soon enough. So just be ready. 8-8 is around the corner, August 8th, Lionsgate. That's a Saturday. Turn up D-Town, Texas. So yeah, see, this is a vision thing. You feel me? D. Ray and I said at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of the January year or whatever, right? We was like, you know what? We got to do more events. And sure enough, we're pushing, you know what I'm saying? We're pushing a particular energy to do more events. And essentially, what we got to realize is like, and what we thought about was like, all right, this AI thing is getting kind of wild. And some of the shit I've been seeing, I'm like, oh, okay, AI is AI is different. Like by 2030, niggas gonna be watching their own movies. You know how these AI things give you 30-second videos or whatever with your image or whatever. Like you can make y'all remember on I think they just canceled that shit too. What was it called? Grok. No, what was it called? Sora. Yeah, Sora. Remember they was using celebrities' likeness and they'll put them in funny situations or whatever for 30 seconds. Nigga, that shit ain't shit. It's gonna be 30 minutes soon. Then that 30 minutes is gonna turn to 2 hours. The AI is gonna create stories and movies based off of what you're typing in. And then you can attach your image to it and say, hey, make a story out of this. And then you're gonna sit at home and watch it.
Message.
So now, so now the attention, ooh wee. Hey, this AI is real, baby. This shit is fucked up, nigga. And essentially what it's doing is taking us into this deeper and deeper into this fake astral realm. This fake astral realm. So remember, the real astral realm is where you can actually create in that space, in the astral, right? You can fly, you can walk through walls, you can create homes for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's basically still the earth realm, but it's bigger than the earth. It's you're creating it, and it's not no linear thing. You're just moving from scene to scene. That's what your dreams are. You just be in a scene, right? So essentially you're having a whole nother experience, scene to scene. And essentially that's what they're trying to create on earth. How fast you can create these different scenes in the computer AI thing. So now you're gonna have robots. Oh, I even heard they doing stuff where with the automatic cars soon enough. When them automatic cars come, automatic cars gonna lock you in there and drive you to the police station.
Message.
So that world is coming, and it's coming faster than we know it. We talking about what we're in 2026? Oh yeah, 2030 for a fact. At least 2035, and I'm pretty sure majority of y'all are still going to be alive by 2035. So buckle up and get ready. So that's 2035 is 9 years, right? But I'm saying, but niggas is calling it 2030. Where this AI technology thing actually takes over on some Terminator shit for real. Some of the stuff this AI stuff can do now, it can send out your own emails without you even knowing. just based off of, it'll send out things for you without you knowing. It'll work for you in a whole different way. Now this thing is becoming pretty scary. You feel me? And we just got to get with it and just understand it, because it's like, damn, they can do that now. God damn, it used to take me 2-3 hours to do that. They're doing it in 30 seconds. We'll make whole websites. Nigga used to take somebody 3 weeks to do a website. Now it's taking AI 30 seconds.
Message.
So we're going somewhere fast, and just buckle up and just be excited about it, because at the end of the day, what can you do? Let's get back to it. So yeah, your toroidal field is leading you down a path, right? Follow the yellow brick road. And this yellow brick road is essentially your solar plexus, your sun, right? Your confidence in your ability to move down here in the earth realm. That's what confidence is, right? And your awareness of that particular earth realm, or that particular confidence that you're possessing, that energy you're possessing. So this is it. This is where everything lies. So it's up to you to choose the right toroidal field, because remember, it doesn't reason. It's not going to reason with you or nothing like that. It's going to say, okay, you really want this? Whatever your heart's desire is, that's what it's going to fall into. So your actions are going to be more than your words, because your actions is speaking to this toroidal field. So you can't say to yourself, yeah, man, I want to stop drinking or whatever for 6 months. You can't say that and then put yourself in environments that's going to allow you to drink or put you in a position to drink, because the environment is the key. So that means action is the key. So now if you're moving into these environments and just drinking haphazardly, then that's not your real vision. Your real vision is you wanted that drink. So the real vision is based off of action, the end. You feel me? See, D-Ray and I saying at the beginning of the top of the year, hey, yeah, we need to do more events. We got to be about that life. We can't just talk. Yeah, that's just all talk. Nigga, the only thing that matters is action. So you're going to have to take some kind of action towards these things that you're speaking about, or it's not real. It don't even matter. It falls on dead ears. Same thing with these books you read. You can read all these books, gather all this information. So what if you tell your mama about this shit? She don't give a fuck, boy. You think that nigga at your job care about you knowing how about you knowing about the Baphomet symbol and shit like that, and how cold you are? Hell nah, boy. Nobody don't care about that shit. It's only you that's caring about it, because that's an ego thing. The real game is making moves. Hey, let's see where you at. What's up? And you having that experience for yourself, and then, you know what I'm saying, and doing with it and internalizing it within yourself. It's like the same. It's like them niggas that be lying on their dick and shit. Yeah, I hit it. I hit it. And then the girl come back around like, yeah, you ain't never sniffed this pussy, boy. You motherfucking lie, nigga. You better get your ass out of my goddamn face. But then the nigga that did hit and did, do his thing, he holding it down. He quiet. He ain't even saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in a group. Y'all admiring her. She walking across the campus. You ain't even saying nothing. Damn, they talking about, man, I wish I could get her. You like, yeah, man, I wish too.
Message.
Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. Y'all remember them days? You be like, God damn, oh, that's okay, yeah. Hell nah, boy. Okay, so we got to talk about this last thing with the Spirit Airlines, because it came up and I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. So some of my homegirls actually got their flights canceled. No refunds off the Spirit Airlines. Ain't that a bitch? I said, like, damn, y'all can't get y'all money back or nothing. They like, nah, man, they done took our flights. We can't do nothing. And spirit just essentially means your spirit will animate you, right? When you look at spirit, you got to think about it. Your spirit is what animates you, what moves you. You feel me? So, like, Stevie Wonder had a spirit, and that spirit animated him to make powerful, beautiful music. You have a spirit, right? Which is basically your energy signature that moves you into beautiful, creative spheres, creative art. You feel me? So, spirit being canned after 34 years, that's not a coincidence. And we got to look at that 3-4 carefully, right? The 3 is root chakra, sacral chakra, and then what do we got? The solar plexus. And then the 4 is the higher 4 chakras. So that in between stage, yes, between the 3 and the 4, between your lower self and then your higher selves, right? Somewhere around there is your threshold, your between state. So your solar plexus is basically your action, your movement, your assertiveness, your confidence, your awareness of yourself. Your heart is the love, the transmission through the minds, and you moving past the lower extremities and that aspect of you that's just want to be an earth dweller. Because again, when you get into the higher stages from the heart, you start having more creative experiences instead of looking for your body to feel good. You feel orgasms in your mind. So now spirit being yellow is not a coincidence that it's talking about the solar plexus and it's being shut down. Well, guess what? At this particular time, your spirit can be getting shut down if you don't make the jump, if you don't make the decision, if you don't make the choice to choose between your old identity self or your new threshold. So like Adrien Broner, all them pictures that he got of himself when he's in shape in his bag, right, and living out his dharma to show the world that he's a boxer, and now he's in this big back energy, big back frequency. Essentially, he's showing us that he fell victim to the demiurge energy and victim to his emotions. We're all dealing with emotions, family. Emotions ain't shit. We're all going to deal with it, and we're all living in this particular emotional world. It's up to you to challenge yourself and to manipulate them energies and rid yourself of the human emotions so you can get to your new self-identity, your new growth zone, the new bliss that you feel within yourself.
Message.
So I want the family to understand that your spirit is in jeopardy right now. And if you don't make the choice during this 10-year, right, the 0s and 1 year, to say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You can torpedo or tornado or toroideal field yourself back into the old self-identity and not know it because, again, you're believing that you have the willpower to get out, but essentially your body has succumbed to old identity behaviors and is going to keep on pulling off them old identity behaviors over and over and over again because, again, you just gave up or you're not fighting what you need to fight. Let me see what y'all talking about. So another aspect of it, right? We got to remember old habits, they feel strong because you're just used to them. That's it. So a lot of times we don't know another side because we not used to this new side, right? They're not powerful. You're just not used to the new self. So, for instance, I'll give you a great example. I used to smoke cigarettes heavy, right? A box a day. You feel me? I thought that, you're thinking that's normal, whatever, right? Cool. I didn't know if I was going to get off of them or not. Like, you just thought it was normal. When I stopped smoking, nigga, my body was going through it. I'm like, damn, this shit, them Newport shorts, you be hooked. You know what I'm saying? You don't even remember. Body going through it. I'm like, now, nigga, I can't even think about, I don't know how I would smoke a cigarette. So I don't even remember that old self of smoking a cigarette like that. You feel me? Cigarettes. How the fuck was I smoking a box a day? I'm going to the store every day smoking a box a day. Crazy shit, boy. So that's that's some drugs and shit, but you know what I'm saying? It was just that. So now you could choose to spiral into that old identity and smoke your life away, or you could choose to spiral into your new identity and say, you know what? I can breathe again, breathe again, boy, breathe. I can breathe. They had Michael Jackson looking kind of funny with that Billy dude. I ain't gonna lie, y'all thought it too in that movie. I'm sitting there like, fuck, they keep on panning to this Billy dude like he. Hey, I'm sitting here thinking to myself like, hold on now, y'all not putting no Whitney Houston on my nigga Mike. And see, that's that trick. They got me fucked up. I'm watching that shit. I'm like, they keep on panning to this Billy dude. And he's just the driver, the security guard, or whatever. He walking side by side with him. A kid watching that can interpret that as, hell nah, boy. Y'all got my nigga Mike fucked up.
Sorry about you.
I don't know. Was that just me? That could have just been me. But I was I'm like, wait a minute. What are they trying? I be seeing shit like that. I know y'all seen it too. Hell nah, y'all got me fucked up. I seen it too. What y'all talking about? What's up, Cash? What's up, Titus? How Spirit Airlines was most the janky, but I get it. Find the balance. Yeah, Spirit, they put that negative connotation on it, which is based off of the black people stereotype. But it could have worked, and art becomes life. So it could have worked if black people didn't have such a negative connotation attached to them. And that's just the program of the system. So a lot of times these companies will go down based off of the black stereotype, which is a ritual. And the ritual will supersede any kind of holistic energy that you're trying to push on it. So, for instance, a good example is like that OnlyFans and shit. You feel me? OnlyFans, you would say, damn, this shit is it's a sexual deviancy thing, right? Cool. And you would think it would go down. But we know sex sells, cool. But like, let it be attached to black shit. That's why I say, nigga, anything attached to black shit, sometimes it be hard to get over that egregore spirit of what these people are trying to program black with. So that's why I say call yourself melanin, because again, they're just put in black as lack. So then the Spirit Airlines, right, could have been a thriving thing back in the day, but essentially they create a spirit that says, okay, black people are just taking this plane. So that means black means lack. So I'm not going that way. It's all subconscious. All of this shit is subconsciously programmed into us. And it's fucked up because, again, we're so confused, or we have such a strong hold on calling ourselves black that we don't understand that it's actually hurting our being. Because we want to identify with, I'm black, and the history of black, right? Whatever that is. We don't understand that it's actually hurting us subconsciously. So instead of you calling yourself black, call yourself melanated, call yourself a god, call yourself a chaos being. You feel me? It's easier said than done because, again, you're in a world full of automatons that wants to run with the status quo. You can pull it off internally and just say, you know what, I'm a god. So a good thing that everybody should do is listen to an auto suggestion of them saying, I am God, I am God, I am God. You feel me? And then you'll start to create that particular reality, right? Panic did it. He used to listen to audio suggestion, I am God. I did it. And that shit helps. It works a lot. Because, again, you won't identify with no sides or no people or no costume. You feel me? Hell, I wasn't catching spirit no matter what. You feel me? And I'm melanated. I was like, nah, hell nah. God, you already created the archetypical energy and that shit gonna be ghetto. So shall it be, baby. So shall it be. Yeah, it's a perception thing, Cash. It's definitely. I saw Billy as an extra positive father figure next to Barry Gordy and Quincy Jones. I know Titus, but they were showing him kind of like a little too, because they kept on giving him this look, like he was looking like, I'm like, why is his eyes doing? Like he like concerned, like almost like, my man, I need a man. See, they be throwing, I'm telling you, I know. I seen that shit. I said, are they trying to pull this thing off? And, nobody don't want to say it, so we won't create the energy. And I shouldn't have said that shit. So, damn, my bad, y'all. God damn. It's all jokes, baby. It's all jokes. Yes, sir, family. Be on the lookout for more of this. More of this coming soon. 88 Dallas, Texas, stand up. I'm gonna do a huge ritual for the family. So you want to be there. If you just pull up, family, pull up. It's coming. Tickets and stuff is coming soon. We're gonna have an early bird special. This is the summertime, so it's right on time. Yosem's gonna bring the fire. Roderick, we got another goddess that's coming that's gonna bring some fire. D-Ray is gonna bring that heat. And then myself, chaos in the blood, baby. So bigger than anything, what we want the family to think about and understand is that this social networking thing is a big part of this new world we're going into. So like, what I'm saying? We got the wise builds on the Patreon where we build and we, show love and stuff like that. So how do you find like-minded individuals that's on the same frequency where we can kind of push each other into greater realities? Because again, remember, you are who you're basically attached to, right? Not saying we got to be attached to each other, but you are who's in your frequency more and more and more. So how do you become more if your initial group of people is low vibrational and they're not serving anything but slave mindset, automatons? You're just going to keep on putting your body in that where they're siphoning your energy anyway? No, you got to put yourself in positions and powerful positions to keep on receiving God code, light codes, energy. So that's the whole idea of the church, going to church every week, right? Now, we don't have a church yet, but sure enough, Houston, Texas, get ready. A church will be coming soon. And niggas will be in attendance every week. And we ain't talking about no bullshit. You feel me? We're talking about spiritual gnosis, a metaphysical church that's actually going to serve everybody's greater good. So when that happens, shit, niggas gonna be good to go. You feel me? Because now we can keep on building, and now our batteries are recharged, right, for the week. But until then, niggas is throwing these events, baby. And one date is 8/8 Lionsgate, where it go down, and y'all see more about this soon, or the link for it very, very soon, maybe today. Yeah, y'all probably see the link today. Oh shit, 5/5. We'll do it tomorrow. Fuck it. You feel me? Ha! Ritualistic that thing real quick on y'all ass. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace to the gods.